Hello guys and welcome back. I'm Raseclight and this is Cross Party Book of Shadows. So we're about to start because I still have some time left. We're about to start the mire. So let's see. It's gonna be a short-ish episode compared to the other ones. Oh, Yuka. Cough cough. Shiver shouted. Where am I? The first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was the ceiling of a dark and gloomy room with flicker uncovered light bulbs. The random bursts of light they shone were so dim that they only just barely lit up the wood grain on the ceiling enough to see patterns in it. And ow! The back of my head hurt in the same way it would if someone had just pulled my hair really hard. I couldn't do anything about it though. I just frowned and waited for it to subside. Eh, I wonder if I hit my head somewhere. There's a lot of places. I can't remember a thing. I suddenly realized that my feet weren't touching the ground. There was a cold sensation all along my back. I must have been lying down on a hard surface. I tried to move, but both my arms and both my legs had gone to sleep, and they wouldn't budge. I just have to keep lying here until they woke up. I gave up on moving, and instead just stared at the gloomy ceiling again. I don't like it. The wood grain looks like a person's face. I knew it wasn't actually a person, but it really did look like one. He was glaring down at me with a hateful expression. It was creepy. Why does it look familiar? Where have I seen that face before? Oh, that was it. That was it. It looked like the stream that Munch painting we studied in class, except his face was screaming in anger. He hated me. I'm really starting to get scared now. If only Big Brother were here with me. He'd just pat my head and laugh and tell me how silly I was being. Oh, yeah, where's Big Brother? I was still a little disoriented, but I turned and twisted my head as best as I could, manage to see if I could find him anywhere nearby. Why was I sleeping in a place like this anyway? And why wasn't Big Brother at my side, like he always was? I remember bringing Big Brother his umbrella and doing some kind of charm with his friends, and then I was in an old school building. And then Big Brother and I were looking all over for a bathroom so I could go pee, and we got separated. Big Brother, why, why were we in this school to begin with? Maybe the charm failed and this was our punishment. Maybe I was the one who messed it up. I probably shouldn't have been there. And if I hadn't asked him to help me try to find a bathroom, he wouldn't be separated right now. So this is after the bathroom scene with her. I should have just held his hand and not let go. Could have lasted a little longer without peeing. Then still then we'd still be together. What happened to him after that, huh? That's right, I finally found the bathroom, but when I went inside, there were people hanging in there, lots of them. I was so freaked out when I went back into the hall and collapsed onto the floor. And then gulp, and then I was talking with someone, huh? It was a boy who gotten separated from his little sister, I think. He said he'd help me find Big Brother. His name was Aso, yes. His name was Yuya Kisami. Yeah, the evil dude. Gasped Moon. It hurts, it really hurts. Why can't I move? Why? And I realized that I couldn't see my arms. Where were they? What? Why weren't they at my sides? They were still numb too, so I couldn't feel whether whether they were either. But I tried my best to move them anyway. That sounded like rope. Am I tied up? I thought maybe the reason I couldn't feel my arms or legs and couldn't move was because I was tied up really tight. It was cutting off my circulation. Come on, move. With some effort, I was finally able to move my fingertips. I started feeling everything I could, grateful even for this little bit of reassurance. Huh? I feel something. Stop whining. The rope around my wrist had been tight, and looped many times over, and with the circulation trickling back into my hands, it was really painful. It hurts. It hurts. I was so scared. It felt like I'd forgotten how to breathe. Somebody's coming. The footsteps were echoing from out in the hallway. They stopped right in front of this room. Big brother? Big brother? I waited in place and screamed as loud as I could. I didn't even care about the old splintery rope cutting into my wrists and ankles anymore. Big brother, save me! It's Yuka, I'm right here. Save me, please. You shouldn't writhe around like that. The ropes would just hurt that much. Much more. No. My apologies for the long wait. It's so dark in here. You must have been terrified. Oh, you asshole. Book of Shadows, Episode 6, The Mire. Kisame? Are you alright, Yuka? He was looking at me with caring, sympathetic smile on his face. He seemed to be really concerned about me. Please, save me. When I came to, I was tied up. You were indeed, and I'm the one responsible for that. I wanted to make sure I never got separated from my dear little sister again. Huh? Little sister? You, of course. That's why I had to tie you down, so you wouldn't ever leave me. Why, Kisame? Are you joking with me? Why, you ask? What a silly question. I already told you, because you're my little sister. What part of that don't you understand? I don't understand it all. I'm not. Well, you're still just a child, so maybe you're simply too young to comprehend. So we're considering that Yuka is between 12 and 13, right? No. But worry not, your big brother will tell you all about it. Kisame, we're siblings after all. We simply have to reach an understanding. His eyes looked like they were staring far off into the distance, like he was in a trance. I'm scared, big brother, I'm scared. Why was he doing this? Why did he tie me up? And why did he look so happy about it? I didn't get any of it. Every hair on my body was standing on end. I was terrified. Isn't there any way I can escape? The corners of my eyes were on fire. I couldn't stop myself from crying. Tears were flowing down my face like a waterfall. Sup. Kisame smiled, then reached out and touched my cheek. His hand was ice cold. It was like there was no blood flowing through it at all, like the hand of a dead person. I've been waiting so long for you to wake up. Hey. Now, show me that spark of life. Put everything you've got into it and cry for me, Yuka. Cry as loud as you can. He slowly and hesitantly took his hand off my cheek and began walking around me toward my feet. Ugh. Then he gently grabbed my skirt with one hand and drew a knife from his breast pocket with the other. It's a very small knife then. It's showtime! It's showtime! There, just like that. That's the voice I've been longing to hear, and the face I've been longing to see. It's only when one's terror and hopelessness reach their peak that the soul truly shines. I want to see more. Direct more of that to me at me. Bang. Yuka, I know you're capable of shining even brighter.
大丈夫
Oh, don't worry. Your big
お
brother
兄
will
ちゃんが
help you
手伝
reveal
った
that light.
鮮血にまみれ
Covered in blood
痛み
and
にもがき
writhing in pain. Ooh, true suffering is a far, far
苦しむ
prettier
姿
sight than this. Spot that window.
うん
Hmm? What's wrong, Yuka? This is
ど
no
うした
time
ん
to
だい
rest.
ユ
The
カ
fun is just beginning. It's only just
休ん
beginning.
じゃ
Ooh. So don't you try calling me big brother? Why don't you
お
try
兄ちゃ
calling
ん
me
って
big
呼んでご
brother?
らん
Big brother, save me. What the fuck is this start? Poor Yuka. Big brother, please come save me.
何を言っているん
What
だ
are
い
you saying,
ユカ
Yuka?
お兄ちゃんは
Your
ほ
big
ら
brother is right here. Look,
君の
right
目
in
の前に
front
い
of
るじゃ
your
ないか
eyes. No, my big brother is. The panic and fear just kept getting more overpowering. I think I was hyperventilating. But Kisami showed no mercy. Instead, he reached out and grabbed my neck.
本当に
Living rabbits
生
really
きているウサギ
do
はう
make
るさい
far too much noise. Can't breathe. Ugh,
なんて細い首な
what
ん
a
だ
thin neck you have. So
しなや
soft and
か
supple.
君の頸動
I
脈の
can feel
太
your
さ
carotid
頸
artery
椎の形
and
が
your
よく
cervical
わかる
vertebra perfectly. These
なん
muscles,
て
this
戦場的な
curvature,
作りを
so
している
sensual,
んだ
like it was made for
君
my
の筋
hand. Joke gag. Ha ha ha. Is it painful? It
苦
must be
しいか
painful.
い
Whimper gag off.
ユカが悪いんだよ
This is your fault, you know.
僕以外のお兄ちゃん
I'm your only
は
big brother around here.
ここにはいないはず
With
なの
that,
に
he let go of my neck, but then hesitantly pulled a knife in his hand right up to my face. He made sure I could see every inch of it clearly and just held it there, slowly turning it for what felt like an
ち
eternity.
ゃんと見えてるかな
Have you gotten a good
Yuka.
look at it, Yuka? The knife was stained with red splatter marks. Not even red, just dark. It wasn't a color I knew well. But there was only one thing I could have been. It could have been blood.
ああこれかい
Oh, this? Don't need to
心
worry.
配しなくてもいい
Kurosaki
よ
dirtied it a bit,
少し黒崎
but
で
it
汚
still
れている
cuts
けど
like new.
まだよく切れ
I was shivering so hard I could feel my teeth vibrating. A chill ran through every part of me, as if I were so afraid that I had actually lowered my body temperature. The chattering coming from inside my mouth was getting louder and louder to such extent that even I was getting distracted by it.
いい顔だ
What a lovely face, my little sister is
僕の
doing an
妹
excellent
はい
job,
い仕事をす
but her
る
clothes are in the way.
少し布が邪魔だな
Suddenly turned toward my uniform, exposing my stomach.
だ
What is this? Your belly is bouncy like a water balloon. It
た
must
っ
be
ぷ
full
り
of
内臓が
guts.
詰まっているじゃないか
He laid the knife blade across my belly button, and the sudden sensation of cold metal against my skin sent even more shivers up and down my spine. If it hurts, feel free to scream,
痛
okay?
かった恥ずかしいこと
There's
じゃない
nothing to be ashamed of. Whimper cuff. Spotted whimper.
あ
Huh? That all you got?
どうしたんだい
What's the
ユ
matter,
カ
Yuka? You haven't given up
まさ
already,
か
have
こ
you?
れで終わりじゃない
But
だ
after
ろう
I've finally gotten my hands on the little sister I've always wanted. Gasp, sputter. My throat was completely dry. I actually wanted to cry for help. The walls of my air pipes were sticking together. Breathing was hard enough.
返事を
Answer me, Yuka. Whimper whine.
ユカ
No. That's a good girl. Now it's time for the main event. Seth, big brother, save me. Fear had taken over. I couldn't hold myself back. I knew it couldn't go over well, and I knew it would hurt. But I forced myself to cry out. Big brother, big brother. Ah, Yeah. I'm your big brother, remember?
謝りなさい。
Apologize, Yuka. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
違うだろう。
Now that simply won't do. You have to say, Big brother, I'm so very sorry. Do it right this time. Big brother. Big brother. Listen, Yuki-sami. Oh, fuck. I'm not your big brother. You bitch. What was that just now? Did I imagine it? Chuck's hope. Whimper trickle? Hate me so much it makes you wet yourself? Huh? What's happening? Yeah, big brother. Huh? How very interesting. Even in such an embarrassing state, you still call out for help from your big brother? Pitiful. You're my adorable little sister, but I'm going to make you feel real good. So there's no need to lie there and crying on your own urine. It's pitiful. Yeah, those. Pitiful? Did I just look down at this girl and call her pitiful? Why? Why am I feeling pity for her? What's happened to me? What's up? The poor girl. How is that even... How is it that even I can exhibit such useless, empty emotions? Is there still some remnant of potential within a man like me to birth these paltry platitudes? I'm not like the others, and yet, even I. Sammy's mother. I keep telling you, there's no way my little boy would do something like that. But I'm afraid it's true. The little boy, Yuya, brandished a pair of scissors with intent to harm a fellow kindergarten student. So you're saying this was done on purpose? By the time we arrive on the scene, he was looking down at his own bloodied hand and laughing. We've done everything we can for him on our end. How you wish to deal with him now is up to you. Please wait. Ah, he couldn't even manage to crush his eye. Ever since I was little, I've been able to put myself in another man's shoes. I possess no sympathy, no empathy, and no respect for life. Slowly but surely, my parents started to see me like I was some kind of devil. They shunned me, they ignored me. They focused all their love and affection on my older brother and sister, on my highly successful and generally upstanding brother and sister. My normal, you mean? Everybody liked them, and I began to realize just how different life was for people who are well regarded. And since my parents had given up on me, those siblings were the only ones who ever looked after me. My brother was particularly obnoxious, always flaunting his honor student status and trying to make me into a good little boy. He was sickening. He used his standing as my elder to boss me around, and would even follow me to make sure I was behaving. But I did fight back once. Back in elementary school, I stood up to my older brother. What the hell are you doing? Koki? Yuya, what did you just burn? It was an animal. Oh, are you mad because it smells? I just killed it now, so it still had some blood left in it. It was going to smell no matter what. Thank you. Ow. The hell was that for, asshole? I honestly had no idea why he struck me, but this was the first time I've ever been on the receiving end of violence, and I was pissed. I tried to jump him, but he was just too big. I didn't stand a chance. Pen. Why did you have so little regard for life? How can you just kill another living creature? Why would you do something like that, Yuya? You shut the fuck up. I'm the one who found it, and I can do whatever the hell I want with it. I couldn't believe the asshole actually threw a punch at me. I was determined to hit him back. I wasn't going to give up until I succeeded. Unfortunately, his size really was an insurmountable obstacle for me. My attempt to fight back was cut short by another, much harder blow to the same cheek. Now, you listen to me. That was twice now, so I was going to make him pay. I was so gonna make him pay. I swore I injured him. My punch was going to connect. If I couldn't hit him in the head, any other part of his body will do just as well. Ah, damn it, just because you were born first, you think you're so tough. Well, if I were just a little bigger, You're not getting it? You need to grow up, Yuya. As long as you're not a complete idiot, you will understand that I'm telling you what I'm telling you someday. Our physical differences now aren't going to mean a damn thing in the future. Mental growth is what matters most. I want you to become someone who can sympathize with the pain other people feel. I could have sworn I saw tears welling up in his eyes. The hell was that about? He just beat me up and here he was looking sad. Huh. Damn it. I'm not like you. Yes, you are. You're my little brother. You'll always be my little brother. Nothing can ever change that. I can still remember what a disgustingly sentimental look he was giving me when he said that. You can die now then. Just die. I don't care if you're my brother. I'll kill. I'll kill. What the hell? Yuya, cut it up. Let me go. Let your hands off of me. Wait, asshole. Listen, mental growth is what matters most. Carve that into your heart. Never forget it. He doesn't have a heart. Fucking hypocrite. Oh, he acts all kind, but his punches hurt like a son of a bitch. Yuya, are you alright? You didn't suffer any head trauma or anything, did you? Just leave me alone. You may not understand what he was trying to tell you right now, but one day, when you're grown up, you will. No, he won't. Neither of you know the first damn thing about me. Why? Why the hell was I the last one to be born? I want a younger sibling. Maybe then I have some clue what the fuck you two are talking about. Man, I love the piss out of a younger brother or sister. And we do love you, Yuya, both of us. Huh? We know that you're a good kid at heart. Come on, let's make a grave for this little critter, okay, Yuya? A trash can will be just fine. If you keep this up, you're going to be alone your whole life. My sister grabbed me by both my shoulders and looked me right in the eyes when she said this. But I didn't care about a word she was saying. I just pushed her away. You're doing this because you love me, huh? Don't like you have the first clue what I'm all about, you lying bitch. Yuya, it's the truth. I don't trust you. I don't trust anyone. I won't lose to anyone either. And I certainly won't tolerate other people lying to me. How come he's still alive? Not ever. Oh my god. That's right. I've been like this for a long time. I've always tried to figure out how to intuit what others are truly feeling, to get honest reactions out of them. I prefer the little girl ghost. She's a little fun. Yeah, Sachiko? Yeah, Sachiko is at least fun when she's doing these creepy ass things. Morishige and this one, no. Actually, Morishige and this one should team up. Both assholes. No one seems to understand that I'm capable of understanding the people around me. That's why I've made a point of studying the world and keeping to myself, simply trying my best not to stand out. I play the part of a loner. I pretend I'm interested in boring conversations and smile. I pretend I care about the problems of others and fake a concerned expression. Not a single one of my classmates has ever caught on the fact that it's just it's all just a make it's all just make believe. They greet me with smiles, and I see through their lies. They all act like they can judge a person based on his outward actions, without ever even seeing his true nature. Every one of them is completely deceived by my act. They're all empty-headed fools, worthy of only my contempt. They're just like my brother and sister, unforgivable cretins who lied to my face. That's why I decided to conduct a little experiment, a way to see if I can really understand other people, and if I can make them understand me. I wonder if any of you were aware that all I ever wanted was to kill you. Like animals, humans are honest. Only when we're on the brink of death, they'll look me right in the eye and engage me in real, true dialogue, with rare exception. A fine answer, just what I was hoping for. Show me more of those naked emotions. Yes, sadly, I will not perform for you. There was one who held back the screams and the begging and simply passed away in near silence. The hell is that? You're trying to stand up to me. Yeah, it was Mitsuki. Pant. It was thoroughly unsatisfying kill. There needs to be more mutual understanding. I'd expected to see some change within myself after coming to this place. There was nothing. I killed, but felt no remorse, no sympathy. None of the emotion I was supposed to feel. Yuya, all life is equal. Don't ever forget that. All life is equal, huh? Yeah, it sure is. It's all exactly the same when it's snuffed out. Humans, animals, and filthy worms alike. But I suppose there is one difference. Even if it feels the same, after committing the sin of ending a human life, there's no turning back, no redemption. I didn't regret what I've done. But it did make me realize that I had no prospects now, no future. What was that? Did I just feel pity for someone? Yeah, my stomach all growly. Yes. Was it even then? This odd sensation of taking pity of another human being. You're really shaking. Are you alright? I have to go to the bathroom. That badly? Why have you held it in for so long? I was with my big brother until just a moment ago, but we got separated. Did you tell your big brother that you needed to use the restroom? I did, but we just kept finding unusable bathrooms. And I thought about going somewhere else, but I didn't want my big brother to see me do that, so... What a devoted little sister. Yes, this is just what I've been looking for. Being far weaker than whom I tasked to protect. This is it. This is exactly it. Huh? Is something wrong, Sammy? Baby, don't worry. If I had this girl by my side, this girl upon whom I actually took pity, then maybe there could still be a future, even for a man like me. Indeed, if I'm capable of feeling sorry for someone, then maybe there still exists some means of atoning for my sins.
この子と暮ら
If I
せれ
could
ば
just live with this little girl.
そうするか
So what about it? Would you live with me? Huh? What? I think I'll be okay on my own. I'll look for my big brother myself.
一人で
By yourself? Why?
ようやく見つけた
After I finally found a little sister,
どうして
why must
こいつも俺から
must
離れてい
even
くんだ
she distance herself from me? Ben, please, Ben. No, no!
あん
Run,
ラビッ
rabbit,
ト
run!
ランダメだ
Bad rabbit, you're
一
coming
緒
with
に
me.
行こ
The kicks in the stomach. You see? This is what happened when you disobey your big brother, Yuka. For how much she was holding the pea, those kicks in the stomach should have burst her bladder. Just break that whimper. I've been screaming and crying so much that my throat was now bone dry. I couldn't manage any more than a whimper. Bad gasp. My throat was actually in a lot of pain. It burned like someone had cut it wide open. Deep breathing. Kisame had raised a knife as if he were about to kill me, but for some reason he just froze like that. And all I could do was lie there, struggling to breathe. Aside from his heavy panting, I could only hear the sound of my own chattering teeth. Anyways, eh? I don't want to die. I want to see my big brother again, even if it's just one last time. I breathed in as deeply as I could, then mustered every last bit of strength I had. I wanted to call out with all my might. I wanted to call for help. Big brother, no good. The sentiment was there, but the words couldn't possibly have been heard by anyone else except the person I didn't want to hear them. I didn't want to hear them. Big brother won't know to come help me if that's as loud as I can go. Big brother. Huh. My strange dream seemed to snap Kisame out of his trance. He brought the tip of his knife down onto my cheek, but didn't break the skin. You do know
どんなに助けを呼んでも
that no matter how much you scream, no one is going to come save you, right? He was looking down at me with blank, empty eyes. It was like he'd just woken up from a really long dream. Big brother is going to come. I was absolutely certain about that. He may not have found me yet, but I knew he was looking. He was worried and looking all over for me. It was only a matter of time. Big brother is my prince, after all, and the prince always comes to rescue his princess.
来るわけないだろ
He's not coming after all.
君のお兄
He's
さん
already here. Your big brother is right here. He's coming.
うるさい
Shut your mouth. My struggle to get out the words came up to an abrupt end as Kisame's hand pressed down hard on my face, covering my nose and mouth and suffocating me. For all the pain and fear I was feeling, I knew I had a chance to fight back, so I opened my mouth and I bit down hard on his palm. I must have been bitten even harder than I thought. I could taste his blood. It was warm and minerally. I slid down and slid down my parched throat, easing a little bit of the pain and dryness. He's coming. Big brother is coming for sure. I just kept shouting. I didn't care if these were the last words I ever said. I had no regrets. I just wanted to cry out. Big brother, multiple times.
来ね
It's not coming. It's not coming. It's not coming. Multiple times. Huh? Ah. Huh? Who's that? It all happened in an instant. Sammy just grabbed his head with both hands and let out a cry of pain that didn't even sound human. What is it? What is it? What the hell is this voice I'm hearing? Do I really want a little sister? Remember, I did. I wanted a little sister. Someone weaker than I. Yes, someone who needed me. But was it really a little sister that I wanted? That's right. If I had a little sister, I'd change. Oh, my head. He grabbed his head again and began stumbling around. He looked like he was in real pain. There were even tears in his eyes. Damn it, god damn it all! What does it all mean? I don't need a reason. Not now. It's too late for that. This is who I am now. This is what I've become. Everything is mine. I've stomped out everyone in my way and held my head high the whole time. Yes, fucking suffer, please. Are you okay? Does your head hurts? Oh, Yuka. I have some headache medicine in my pocket. Huh? You can take some if you want. Oh, Yuka. Oh, look. Uh-oh. Thank you. How has it come to this? If I had a little sister, maybe I'd have acted more like a big brother should. Yes, I'm sure of it. Have been just like my asshole brother when he was crying over me. Kisame? He fell to his knees and I just stayed like that, not moving. Maybe not even breathing. Yes, please. Look. Oh fuck. This is even worse. After another unnerving yell, the huge man with a hammer just stood there, staring at me. He had blood splattered all over him. Somehow, though, I thought the impression he wasn't going to attack me. Are you here to save me? Oh, okay. This is interesting. He reached one hand toward me, slowly and gently. Though it might have been a little too slowly, he moved like a zombie, as if I were watching a TV show in slow motion. The fuck? What's wrong? It almost seemed like he was afraid of me. But I was just a little girl tied to a table. What could he possibly think I'll do to him? Is there someone else here? He didn't answer. I wasn't even sure he heard the question. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking past me. I want to know what you're looking at. Kill her. Oh. Hello, Sachiko. His mournful yell echoed throughout the room. Huh? Huh? My arms and legs suddenly went slack. It felt like I could move them now. Ooh. Slowly, I opened my eyes and confirmed that this enormous man had just smashed part of the dry nuts that were holding my hands and feet in place. Huh? I knew I didn't have much time. I tried my hardest to wake up my sleeping hands and feet and shake the broken splinter ropes from my wrists and ankles. Kill her. Oh my god. What the fuck is happening? Run for the door? Consider other options. Oh my god. Which is the dead one? I mean, I don't want Yuka to die, but I want the dead endings. Consider other options. My arms and legs were still so numb that I couldn't trust myself to get out of the room safely. I had to think of something else. I had to buy some time. seemed like the little girl was pulling the huge man's strings, and he didn't really want to hurt me. So maybe I could reason with him. Huh? What are you doing? Kill her? What's wrong? He suddenly doubled over and began crawling at his throat, seemingly in a great deal of pain. Reasoning with him really wasn't going to work. He was too unstable, and if it came down to me or the little girl, I was pretty sure I wouldn't win. That might be my best chance to escape. Yes, let me look at the corpse. I Honda, the Kino Municipal Middle School. There's a faucet here, but I don't know if it actually works. That's what I thought, no water. My throat is so dry. What do I do? There has to be some way out of this. Light the Bunsen burner? Light it. It's not even making noise. No gas coming out. Oh, it's not working. I need to find something else. Yeah, that probably is the answer. There's a bottle on the ground filled with a transparent liquid. Take it. Take it. I wonder what's in here. It's no water, it's hydrochloric acid. How long are you planning to squat there like that? Kill her. Instinctively, I threw the glass bottle at the huge man with a hammer. He flinched and stumbled backwards. His hammer was still raised, however, and smashed into one of the light bulbs on the ceiling, shattering it. No. He came, killed Kisaragi. He killed the dude. And then he started to resist Sachiko and free Yuka. That was interesting. And then I pick a choice to, instead of running, trying to look at the room, trying to get Yuka killed. Even if I don't want to kill Yuka, but endings. But apparently I'm in the right path, apparently. It's dark. I might be able to get out now. I feel the feeling had begun returning to my legs, so I wasted no time. Habitually yelling excuse me as I left, I darted through the dark lab, using what I remember of its layout to avoid obstacles and reach the door. And whimper. Am I free? Hey, did you do that on purpose? Yes. Worthless scum. Fix it or you get no more rewards from me. Rewards? Just go after her already. How many times have we crossed paths with that girl now? Maybe she has the paper scrap to keep her safe. Her fate hasn't been sealed yet. Oh, interesting. Pen. I have to find somewhere to hide. Huh? I could hear the sounds of someone else running, just a short distance in front of me. I couldn't make out who it was with any certainty, but I did briefly catch a glimpse of a figure retreating into the darkness, and it looked like Big Brother? That was Big Brother just now, wasn't it? He took off in pursuit. If that was Big Brother, then I just had to catch up to him. I think this is the right path. Big Brother. He mustn't have hurt me. His pace never slowed, and I saw him disappear around the corner. He's not stopping. I have to go after him. Big Brother. No. Give me a second. Let's try to run. Run for the door? Rushing the last piece of rope on my body, I leaped to the ground and began searching the room for the best escape route. The huge man, half fear, freed me from my ropes, but I was clearly still in danger. My hands and feet still numb. I don't know if I can do this. There's still a big intended rope burns on my wrist and ankle, limiting my blood circulation. I wouldn't be moving comfortably for a while yet. Ow. The back door of the classroom was wide open. It seemed broken actually. It looked like the huge man must have busted in with his hammer when he came attacking. I decided to make a break for it. Of course, I tried sidestepping past him, doing everything I could to try to tread lightly and keep my arms outstretched so the blood would flow to them again. But then I heard the floor creak behind me. It was too late. There was nowhere left to run. The iron hammer struck my right arm, instantly fracturing it in seven. The sprite of blood from the impact even got into my eyes. Oh, Yuka. The man raised his hammer in the air again. He swung it with perfect precision, and I was done, but he wasn't stopping. All my arms and legs had completely destroyed. They looked like giants sweat box on the desk. Just a mess of bloody chunks. Oh my god. Last. Again, Yuka can have this kind of ending, but Morishige just. No. The last swing hit so hard that it broke the whole desk behind me. I found myself rolling painfully onto the ground. When I hit, there was less a thud and more a plop. Bits of my arms and legs went flying everywhere. And then I realized it wasn't just bits. It was what was left of my extremities was so damaged that it all literally just snapped off my body. No, this had to be a nightmare. It couldn't be real, could it? It really was like a swatted bug. I looked and felt apart completely. I didn't want to give up, even though I knew it was doomed. I tried to roll myself through the door. The doubt went about as well as you might expect. My head was stuck on something, and waves of pain were shouting through my entire torso. It wasn't going to last much longer. Welcome! I could see the hammer coming down to my head. And then for a split second I could see in two opposite directions at once as my skull cracked down in the middle like a watermelon. Again, Morishige's endings, wrong endings, did not end in suffering, in blood, in shatter, or anything. He must be the persona of the of the writer of this shit, the creator of this script. He must be. Alright, let's go back to where we're safe. I was on the in the lab, right? Alright, I'm gonna be looking. There's a bathroom upstairs. Big brother, where did you go? It's too quiet. I don't think he came this way. Should look for him back in the main hallway. Oh, they're stopping me, but with no reason now. They're stopping me now with no good reason. Okay. It's really cold in here. I can't get it open. If I were stronger, maybe I would be able to. Big brother, where did you go? It's a wooden shelving with a glass door. It doesn't seem to be locked. Fortunately, there's nothing useful inside. Now is no time to search shelves, but to find Big Brother. So I'm gonna be punished if I search too much. Is that what's going to happen? He's not here either. Big Brother. He'll find me if I stay in here. And that's bad because Slug doesn't see to. So what happens if I... Note to the principal, remain alert when walking home from school, report suspicious behavior, and keep to the main roads. Prevention is the key for your safety. Whoops. This way. Are you here? It's Yuka. If you're here, please come out. He's not in here either. I don't see any good places to hide. The floor seems like it could give way any minute. I'm scared. Big Brother, where did you go? So I'm literally searching rooms. He's not here, huh? May I have those fingernails? Crap. It's a wooden shelving unit with a glass door. It's hard to tell what's inside due to the darkness in the room, but it doesn't seem to be locked. Eep. The shelves are filled with overflowing to overflowing with human hair. The sheer amount of it forces the doors wide open as soon as the latch is sprung. With some effort, the door is latched shut again, but there's hair all over the floor now, and it smells awful. Are you gonna find me or anything? It just won't open. Even here does nothing. It's not even shaking from the impact, like not even a window at all, but just another part of the wall. Are you ever gonna kill me? Resist your fate. Oh, I'm dead. Game over. Okay. So this is not wrong end, this is just game over. Interesting. Oh, hand. Talk to the hand. The fuck? That is not even a wrong end. It's just game over. Huh? Interesting. That is interesting. So there was nothing down there. I think I missed the last of these. The last room. Yuka, please come out if you're here. Right. Let's go through here. Huh. I can go here. What's that noise? Suddenly my field of vision started going topsy-turvy. I was falling. Was I falling? It was an earthquake, but there was more than just that. The floor beneath me was moving up and down, in time with the quake's left and right motion. Big brother, big brother. I tried putting one hand on the floor for balance and getting back to my feet.
お
I
兄
need
ち
to
ゃんを追いかけ
keep
な
going
きゃい
after
け
Big
ない
Brother,
のに
otherwise I'll
完
lose
全
this
に見
trail.
失っちゃう
I thought I'd done it. I was standing now, and I started getting used to the vibration. As long as I hugged the walls, I could walk. But that all quite literally came crashing down around me soon enough. The wildly shaking floor cracked, then crumbled, and I was free falling. Ah. Oop. Ow. I raised my head and found myself lying on top of a pile of rubble. I wasn't too I wasn't too much worse for the wear though all things
ここ
considered. Where am I?
どこ
I looked all around me frantically, but saw nothing even remotely familiar. This was definitely someplace new. And it didn't feel much like a school anymore. The walls and floor were made from packed dirt, with only railroad ties keeping it all together. It's really musty
な
down
ん
here.
か
I
カビ
knew I was
臭い
underground. I had to be. I just felt that way. There was no windows anywhere, and based on the smell, there was no ventilation
な
either.
んか
It's really hard
痛
to breathe.
そうだお
Oh
兄
no,
ちゃん
Big Brother. Big Brother might have gotten caught off guard by the earthquake too, I thought. He could be down here. It was a big one after all. Maybe he was injured. Maybe I
早
could
く
move.
早
I
く
have to
探さ
try
な
to
きゃ
find him right away. I tried pushing myself up from the pile of rubble, ready to shoot to my feet and continue the search. That didn't last long, however. My hands and feet were still a little numb from the ropes, making it hard to keep my balance. I fell back onto my butt. Yay. My underwear was completely waterlogged, like a full sponge. It squished unpleasantly on the debris, sending a cold chill through my entire body.
何こ
What's
れ
going on? I reached down and I felt it, and it was absolutely soaked through. It would take forever for it to dry.
そうだ
That's right. I forgot. I
お
peed
漏ら
myself.
ししちゃって
I
た
was so
んだ
wrapped up in running from my life and crashing after Big Brother, I didn't even notice the wetness. But now I couldn't get it out of my mind.
気
That's gross.
持ち
Tears
悪
were
い
welling up in my eyes.
よ
How could I be so pathetic? I forced myself to my feet, doing my best to try ignoring the squishy sensation. I thought I'd be able to ignore it for long, though my panties were noticeably heavier now, and the urine they absorbed was practically ice cold. I couldn't go on like this. I was going to get a rash or catch pneumonia or something. And every step was going to be its own form of mushy, gushy hell. But what could I do? I could take them off, but then what? Carry them with me? Ew. Leave them on the floor for someone else to find? No thanks. Big brother, big
お兄
brother.
ちゃん
I swallowed my pride, held back my tears
お兄ち
as best I could, and waddled onward.
ゃん
Hmm.
どこか
Isn't there
濡れる
anywhere
場
I
所
can
な
go
い
get
か
this
な
off? Yeah, there's a bathroom. Oh, this is oh shit. This is an entire new place. Fuck. Yuka, are you forensic too?
扉が開かな
The door
鍵
won't
が
open.
かかっ
It's
て
still
た
locked.
匂い
Is it locked? I have to find
他
someplace
の場
else.
所を探してみよう
Are you a forensic too, Yuka? Oh, hello. It's a set of skeletal remains given tiny stature, very likely belong to elementary school student life. Student ID, name tag. Ah, Chihiro Tamamura. So no, you're not forensic. Good, good to see. Good to read that you're not a forensic expert like the rest in this place. Oh my god. Oh, that room is here. Oh. So I'm on the other side. So I'm on the other side. Okay. The door is sealed from shut, there's no way to open it. Okay. And also apparently no way to look to the sides or anything. Let's go here first. Just because it's interesting. Right. This is open? Yeah, it is open. Is this an actual bathroom? There are no protective seals and sniff sniff, no weird smells. The only bathrooms I've seen up to this point were unusable. Chimes on the door mysteriously sealing the room shut, bodies hanging in the stalls. But this looked to be a completely normal bathroom, certainly the most normal I've seen since getting stuck in this place anyway. There's a loose piece of wood on the ground here. This might be useful for something. Oh, to stop something. Piece of wood. I wonder if I can get in the stalls. Try pulling one of the wooden stall doors. Is anybody in here? I listen carefully for a hint of a response, even going so far as to hold my breath. Guess if someone did respond, it would be pretty scary. There wasn't a single sound to be heard. The entire room was dead silent. The walls were made from packed dirt, after all, and there was a lot of moisture in the air. Effectively, this whole place was naturally soundproofed. This is perfect. There's nobody else around. Eh? Backed away from the stalls slightly and almost tipped over a fairly visible crack on the ground, about 5 centimeters wide and 1 centimeter thick. That's oddly specific. This might be a good spot to hide then. Oh, finally I was able to get out of those waterlogged panties. Despite being alone, I still crouched down and removed them as discreetly as I could, and then stuffed it tightly into the crack I discovered. Huh? The hole's not big enough. Some of it's still sticking out. Oh, it's a little more space. What do I do now? I know I can use a piece of wood to dig here and make it bigger. Here's a piece of wood. So glad Big Brother didn't have to see me doing this. Please don't let anybody find me until I'm done. Especially not Big Brother. Not that Big Brother will be likely to wander into a girl's bathroom, but it was possible given the circumstances. Just to be safe, I figured it couldn't hurt to pray that that didn't happen. Maybe I should stuff them down even farther. Be embarrassing if anyone were to find this after all. Wonder where it was now, totally buried out and out of sight. There was no way anyone could come across if they didn't know it was here. Satisfied, I stood up. It's so drafty now, but it's still a lot better than wearing wet panties. It's been nothing but earthquakes since I got here. I wonder if this place will be okay. It seems even older than the school building. I peeked in my head out from the bathroom. I looked around. Nobody's out here, right? Big brother, my voice echoed a lot louder than I was expecting. It actually surprised me considering the wet dirt walls. I didn't think sound would travel that far. I'm scared.
お兄
If
ちゃん
any
の
of Big
友
Brother's
達と
friends
か
are nearby,
うざい
please. I really want to wash my
手を洗い
hands.
たい
I
な
began walking through the hall once again, this time a bit slower and more unevenly due to exhaustion. Was all this sequence necessary? Was all this bathroom sequence necessary?
ここはさ
No,
床のパン
no
ツ
spirits will here displayed
どうか誰にも見
by
つか
my
りません
panties.
ように
Okay, not gonna let me in there. Was it really necessary? All this panty thing. Do I go to that room? You know what? I'm gonna save this. Just because I don't want to check that bathroom scene again. Oh, fuck. It's really dark in here. There's corpses. Such trivial components remain into a very young girl. Name is Mako Sakurai. Wow. It's a cabinet that looks big enough to personally make a good hiding
誰か
spot.
来たら
If anyone comes,
あそこ
I
に
should close
隠れて
myself
も
inside here.
本当
Anyone
に
did
誰
come,
か入っ
it would
て
be
きたら
really
怖い
scary.
な
I make sure to get out of this room while I can. Huh? The door of the room suddenly slammed shut, and the inside of it was missing its doorknob, rendering it unopenable. Seeing I've been locked
ど
in.
うしよう
What do I
何
do?
か
Is there
鉄の
anything
代
here
わ
I
りに
can
なる
use
よ
in
うな
its
ものが
place?
あれば
There's a nail. There's a nail puller shoved into the sink drain. Pull it out. Yeah. Nail
こ
puller.
れをドアに
If I
引っ
stick
掛
this
けれ
into
ば
the door, I must be
鉄の
able to
代わり
use
に
it like a
できる
doorknob.
かなよかった
It worked.
こ
Now
れ
I
で
can get out
外
of
へ出ら
here.
れる
Nope. Shit. Oh, it's closed now. Alright, let's go all the way here, and then on the way back, I can look for stuff. Although it doesn't seem like it's going to be that. Anything here? No. Anything here? Something. Decaying corpse. Kawahara. I did miss corpses. Hiroshi Takano. Okay, there's nothing here. Wasn't anything here, right? Yeah. Right, let's go here first. I see a corpse. Michi Moritoshi. University now. Nothing here. This one. Nothing. This one. Here. Nothing. Did I go all the way and then body pool? Yes. Good choice. Skeleton remains. Kyugo Shibuya. Oops. Kyugo Shibuya. They're just handing over corpses now. Okay, Bloody Pool is the last place. Ba, 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 ba. Body Pool. The door to this particular room was shuddering ever so slightly, as if there were a breeze blowing against it gently from
な
inside.
んか
I think I can
開
open
きそ
this.
う。
Slowly and hesitantly, I put both hands on the doorknob and started to turn. Guess I
入
can
れ
go
る。
in.
よし。
Alright,
入っ
let's see
て
what's
出
in here.
口につながって
Probably
るとい
connects
い
to an
な。
exit somewhere. Yeah,
ひ
that
どい
smells
匂
awful.
い。
As soon as the door opened, even a crack, a powerful, horrible stench slammed into my face and twisted around my nasal cavities like a jet of water. This is the smell
何
of
かが
something
腐っ
rotten.
た匂いだ。
I was instantly feeling nauseous and lightheaded, as as if I were suddenly deprived of oxygen.
もうダメ。
I can't do
早
this.
く出よ
I
う。
need to get out of here.
水の
That
音。
sounded like water. Is that water
水
in
があ
here?
るのかな。
Holding my nose, I stepped back into the room and crept over toward the source of the noise. As if were water here. Maybe I could wash my hands
お
though.
水。どこ。
I thought, where is it? My extreme thirst came back full force as well. Clean water was the greatest thing I could have possibly found at this point. I accidentally kicked over a bucket, spilling its contents onto the ground in front of me. Ugh. Countless flies immediately flew out from the overturned bucket and began swarming all around me. Their buzzing wings sounded right up against my ears, as if they were attacking me. I let go of my nose and began flailing my arms wildly, attempting in vain to drive them away. I can't even see my hands in front of my face. Ick. As I haphazardly stumbled forward, I found my foot splashing in shallow liquid. Mere moments later, my hand came in contact with a wall and brushed against a switch. I heard a faint clicking sound and then... Oh, it's this place. The lights blinked on, and I got a clear look at the room I was standing in. What is this place? Are those bodies? A large portion of the floor had been dug out into something resembling a pool, which was filled with stagnant, discolored water and dismembered bodies. Whimper. The bodies were decomposing a lot faster than they naturally would, on account that the witness. Most of them had swarms of maggots instead of faces. Several bodies had actually washed up on the ground outside the pool as well. Those few that still had limbs looked like they may lose them at any moment. Their torso were all swollen and black, and everything else was bone white. Why are there so many bodies in one place? The closest body was spurting a sappy mucus from his nose and mouth and staring at me with an ugly, mean expression. Ah! The thick fluid coming out of it was reddish brown in color and seemed to be a disgusting mixture of blood and dead bugs. What's that sound? Some sort of huge door high along the top of the wall opened up, and I could clearly feel a breeze blowing through the room. It was a trash chute. If I climb up there, maybe I can back into the school building? What is that? I can hear something. It's getting closer. I was afraid of what might be coming through that hole, so I put some distance between it and myself. Something heavy fell from above and splashed into the pool, spraying my face with rotten, stagnant water. A body! A body! It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. The body that just had fallen into the pool of water was wearing a school uniform. As soon as it touched the liquid, it began bubbling and melting into it as if it were a bag of ingredients tossed onto a stew pot. Gagways. One of the poor victim's lungs floated on to the surface, giving the whole scene even more sick, soup-like appearance. Gagways, gag. I need to get out of here now. I can't stay here any longer. I dragged my wet foot on a dry part of the ground for a second or two, then made a dash for the door. Ban, Banway's whimper. As soon as I back at the wall of the hall, I fell to my knees in shock. I couldn't even move. The smell of death and decay was still sticking to me and still trying to shake its way up into my nose. It was all I could do not to throw up on the spot. I hadn't eaten anything for hours, so not even sure what I would have actually thrown up, but I still felt like I had to, more strongly than ever before. Maybe it would have been best just to let it come out. I'm sure it would have felt better afterward. But I honestly didn't want to see my own vomit right now. Not after all the other disgusting things I've seen. I had enough. Wait.
どうして
Why
こんな
was
ことに
all
なっ
of
ちゃ
this
ったんだ
happen? Has all of this happened? Sup. At times like this, especially, I really long for my big brother. If only he were here with me. I cried out for him as if in
お
prayer.
兄ちゃん
Big brother, please come
助け
save
て
me. Come save
動
me.
けないの
I can't move. Is
誰か
somebody
誰か
there?
いる
Is somebody there? Oh, fuck you. Ah, sniffer, it hurts. There was a
の
little
苦
girl.
しいよ
There was a little girl here with arms outstretched, begging for help. I rushed over to her
ど
side.
うしたの
What's
大
wrong?
丈
Are
夫
you alright? Don't you remember her? You already saw her. She was faintly
この
glowing.
子
Is she a ghost?
あのね
My
お
stomach
腹
really
が苦
hurts,
しいの
and my chest feels like it's on
と
fire.
っても辛そう
She seems to be in a
ゆ
lot of
かに
pain.
できる
All I
こと
can do
は
for
こ
her
こ
is
怪我は
here.
してないみたいだ
I
けど
don't see any injuries.
痛
Is
む
it
の
painful? It
えっと
hurts.
え
Um,
っと
um, all I could do for her was offer physical comfort. If I rub her back, maybe she'll feel better.
ごめん
Thanks.
ね
I'm
こん
sorry,
な
this
こ
is all
としか
I
でき
know
なく
how
ちょ
to
っ
do.
と
It feels a
楽
little
に
better
な
now.
そうよ
That's
かっ
it.
た
I'm so glad I hear that. Yeah? The girl grims again, as she were experiencing some new pain all of a
ま
sudden.
だ無理し
You
ない
shouldn't
方
push
がいい
yourself too
よ
hard, okay?
あなたもこ
Okay,
こに迷い
so
込
I
んだ
did
の
get lost in here too.
わかんな
I
い気
don't
がつい
know.
たらこ
I
こ
just
に
woke
気
up in
が
here.
ついたら
Woke up.
ず
I've been so
そっ
alone.
か
Oh, you've
一
been all
人で
alone
寂
all
しか
this
ったね
time? You've been a
よ
real
く頑
trooper
張った
then.
ね
I gently brushed my hand against the little girl's face, wiping away her tears. With dirt and splosh on my hands. Yes, I only just met her, but I already felt I already really felt for her. She had it a lot worse than I
あ
did.
なたお名
So
前
tell
は
me, what's your name?
幸子
Sachiko.
幸子
Sachiko.
幸
Name is
子ちゃんっ
Sachiko?
ていう
Uh huh.
私はゆかだよ
I'm Yuka.
もち
Yuka
だ
Mochida.
ゆ
Yuka. Big
か
sister
お姉
Yuka.
ちゃん
Big sister. Do
お
you want me
姉
to be
ちゃ
your
ん
big
か
sister? Hehe.
な
Huh?
んかお
Oh,
姉
it's
ち
just
ゃ
a
んって
little
呼ば
weird
れ
to
ると
hear somebody
照
call
れ
me
ちゃ
big
うなっ
sister.
て
That's all. But I like it. Took Sachiko's tiny little hand in my own and pulled her to her
よ
feet.
し立てる
There we
ね
go. You can stand, right? Sachiko's hand was so thin and light compared to my own. Not just light, it almost felt like it was completely
やっぱり
weightless.
幽
I
霊
guess
なんだ
she really is a ghost. Sachiko noticed me staring at her, and I must have had quite a look on my face. This seemed to bother her, so I did my best to force a smile. I'm sure she was worried I'd leave her all by herself again, and I wanted to make sure she knew I was here for her.
どうしたのお姉ちゃん
What's wrong, big sis? Huh?
ち
Nothing.
ょっと考え
I was
事
just
ごめん
thinking.
なさい
I'm sorry. Sachiko lowered her head and looked like she was about to
どう
cry.
して謝るの
Why are you apologizing?
幸子
Because I think
多
I'm a
分お
ghost.
姉ちゃんと違
I'm
う
different
か
from
ら
you, big
怖
sis.
がらせちゃって
So I'm sorry if I scare you. Huh?
よかったら
Was just
こん
my
な
fear
小さ
really
い子を
upsetting
不
this
安
little
にさ
girl
せ
so
るなん
much?
て。
That's terrible. I took Sachiko's hand in both of mine, turning to face her and ducking down a little so our eyes were level.
大丈夫だよ。幽霊
Okay,
は怖いけど、
I
なん
am scared of ghosts,
だ
but
か
I'm not
あな
scared
た
of
は
you,
怖
I
く
promise.
ない
You sure?
本当
You're
に
not scared for real?
幸
No, I'm
子ち
not.
ゃんは大
I'm
丈
not
夫。
scared of you, Sachiko.
お姉ちゃん
Big
行っ
sis,
ちゃ
are
う
you going
の
to leave me?
と
Huh? I did have to think for a moment since I knew I couldn't take a ghost with me very far. But in the end, I also knew I couldn't just leave her.
幸子ちゃんも
Well, would you
一
come
緒
with me
に
to look
ゆ
for
か
my
の
big
お
brother?
兄ちゃん
Big brother.
すっごく
Yeah,
頼りになるの。 きっと
he's a really
幸子
kind,
ちゃ
really
んにも優
dependable
しく
person.
してくれ
I'm
る
sure
よ。
he'll be really nice to you too, Sachiko. Her head was still down, but her eyes were peeking up at me. She looked nervous, but for the first time since we started talking, she also looks hopeful.
幸子も
You don't mind if
一
Sachiko
緒に
comes with you?
も
Sure,
う一人じ
you're
ゃ
not
ないよ。
alone anymore, Yuka.
ゆか
Your
が
big sister is right here for you. Fuck you. Honestly, I was lonely too. I probably wanted her with me just as badly as she wanted someone with her,
さあ
ghost
行
or
こ
not.
う幸子
Come
ち
on,
ゃん。
Sachiko. Let's go. I turned to head back down the hall, but I was stopped by Sachiko tugging on my uniform. She was wearing a forced smile on her face, but still looked uneasy.
お姉ちゃん
Big sis, will
私
you
の
do
言う
as what I
言
say?
うこと
What'd you
言
say?
うこと
Eek. What was she going to tell me to do? I was so surprised by the question, I wasn't sure how best to respond. But the longer I thought about it, the more uneasy she looked. So,
と
your
お
big
姉ちゃ
sister
ん
will
ね
listen to any
あな
request
た
you
の
make.
お話本当
Really?
だ
Huh.
から
You
何
can
で
ask
も
me
話
anything
し
you
てね
want, anytime.
うん
Okay. There was clearly something specific she had in mind, but I wasn't going to push her about it. She asked me when she was ready. She seemed satisfied with my answer and let go of my uniform, and so, hand in hand, we continued down the hall in search of my big brother. And that is not going to go well. But that's gonna be it for this episode. Ah, we got through a lot. I don't know how much is left for this chapter, but we'll see. We'll see next time. Holding hands with Sachiko. It's gonna go well, yeah. So like, comment, subscribe to YouTube, and all that crap. Follow me to Twitch is better. You know it. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.